Hi, our words of wisdom today come to us from Proverbs chapter 9. I'll read the verse and then we'll talk about it. Proverbs chapter 9 verse 6 says, "Forsake the foolish and live, and go in the way of understanding." This verse talks about a way. There is a way of understanding. It actually says the way of understanding. The indicates there's only one. I mean, if we go to the mall or something, man, there could be multiple ways to get there. And some are easier than others, some are harder. But this is talking about the way of understanding. In the book of Proverbs, the word way is used many times. I'll read a couple verses also that use way. Proverbs chapter 12 verse 28 says, "In the way of righteousness is life, and in the pathway thereof there is no death." The other verse is Proverbs chapter 14 verse 12. It says, "There is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death." So the Bible indicates that there are two paths to choose from. There's a path of a way of righteousness that is pleasing to God. When somebody is righteous, they are following after God's will and God's command as He's laid it down in His Word. If not, they're being foolish because they're choosing what seems right to themselves. There is a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. Physical death, yes, but more importantly than that is the eternal spiritual death. The Bible talks about the second death, when a person's soul is separated from God for eternity. And the Bible talks in Revelations, it talks about, let me see if I can find it quickly right here. Revelations chapter 20 says, "And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before God, and the books were opened, and another book was opened, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books according to their works. And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them, and they were judged every man according to his works. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second day. Whosoever is not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire." So the ways of death are eternal. The eternal consequence of our choices if we choose to follow what we think's right. The other option is to follow after God. The fear of the Lord, the Proverbs said, is the beginning of knowledge. The reverence for God. I have fear of electricity. I know what it can do. So I respect it. I handle it in a certain way. If we have respect for God, if we have the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. If we understand who He is and give Him the reverence due Him, then our choices in our walk, in our way that we live will be righteous and pleasing to Him. right. Righteous means right in God's eyes. Something to think about as we walk through our daily life. How are we living? What are the choices we make, and what are we viewing? What are we listening to? What are we reading? You know, I hope these words of wisdom cause you to think a little bit about your eternal destiny and where you would like to spend eternity.